Hello guys, and welcome to this video to learn how to measure the volume of your lesions or the volume of any object that you want to measure in your CBCT scan or even CT or even MRI, because those are DICOM files, right? So basically we're talking about using a DICOM viewer. Why should you measure the volume of your periapical lesion? And the reason is simple. You can even calculate the amount of bone grafting material that you need to fill the cavity of this lesion, because don't forget that cubic centimeters are convertible to ml. They are actually the same scale, the same thing. You have the information of the size of the granulus and the volume in the package of the bone grafting materials. So basically you could estimate the amount of bone grafting materials that you need to graft this cavity of this lesion. Furthermore, you would like to do the calculation because even to see the volume of the lesion in 3D, like in the bottom left corner of this screen, this image. So to plan the surgical removal, it's better if you can see, in 3D where the limits of the lesion are, right? So that's another usefulness of this method. Well, so let's see how to do that. We have two basic ways to do that, and for both ways we need a DICOM viewer. So here I'm using the Horus software from the Horus project, which is a free open source software that can be used for research and for a lot of things. There is also the Osiris MD for those who have it. It's a robust software, very similar as well. And let's see how to do that. So here I'm just showing a case first, and that's a cyst diagnosed to be the nasopalatine duct cyst. And there you have it. You are seeing the multiplanar reconstruction on the top side of the screen, and then on the bottom you are seeing the volume calculations. And here you have the volume output. Okay, so here you have the volume output, which is 1 cubic centimeter. So basically you would need 1 ml of bone grafting material here to fill this cavity if you want to do that. Let's see now the case that we are going to measure now in front of you guys here. And basically that's a case, so feel free to pause the video and try to diagnose and describe this image. So this would be very nice for you guys. But the differential diagnosis here is, of course, a radicular cyst. Okay, so there is a radicular cyst associated to the palatal root of this first molar, and then pushing up the floor of the maxillary sinus, as you guys are seeing here on the sagittal plane. That's the coronal, that's the axial, you guys should know that. And then we are seeing the lesion centralized on both, on the axis of all the planes, like we should do to diagnose. If you guys don't remember how to do that with CBCT using any DICOM software, any DICOM viewer, please refer to this link on the top right corner of this screen that I'm going to add, which is the video on how to read CBCT from our YouTube channel, all right? Now, there is even this opacification of the maxillary sinus due to the lesion, to the radicular cyst. But okay, this is most likely a cyst rather than a periapical granuloma, because we have it's round, symmetric, with corticated borders and very well centralized on the apex. So please see the video about cysts as well, if you guys want to see further details about how to diagnose cysts and odontogenic tumors. All right? Very good. So now let's see now what we need to do. We need to stay only with the axial plane. Okay, so I'm going to go to my software only on the axial plane, and those are the axial images, okay, of the case. So now what I need to see the first axial plane. I'm going to do the manual measurement, but there is also the automated measurement, but that's always varying from software to software, because this recognize the intensity of the pixels, and those are usually different tools to do that. So the manual way is more similar throughout all the softwares, and that's why I'm going to show this way now to you guys. All right, so here, for example, I can see the beginning of the lesion. Okay, so this is no longer trabeculate, for example. And then I can even give it a zoom here if I want. Okay, so I lose a little bit of resolution, but all right. And then I will open the close polygon tool here, because I want to outline my region of the lesion. Okay, so we start with this one, and then I have a 2D region of interest. That's a ROI, a region of interest. Okay, then I will jump some slices, and then I will basically measure again, okay? And I try to follow the pixels here as much as I can. Okay, of course there is bone trabecle, like in maxilla, this is a little bit challenging in posterior maxilla because of course we have the trabeculi also being not so dense, and then this will prevent us from seeing precisely the limits. All right, now I can see a little bit better, and then let's contour. Okay, you can do this with more precision, but okay, I'm just going to show to you guys in a quicker way just for you to see how to calculate a volume. All right, and then I'm jumping more, okay, and now take a look at this. It's almost contouring the entire root, okay? There is even a failure of the wall of the sinus, so that's why you have the sinus reaction, but all right, so I'll try to keep only the volume of the cysts. Okay, so we are measuring here the volume of the cyst. Okay, then I will go a little bit further, and now, all right, and now I have the entire cavity here, right? So I have the entire cavity. All right, and then if you do more zoom and if you have a very nice CBCT device, then your resolution would be even better. That's not maybe the best device, the best resolution, because the field of view was not so small. It was actually a large scan, and then it's a little bit more challenging to do that. All right, and then let's go now. We have now this situation over here. All right. Okay. And then we are basically finishing the limits of our cyst. Okay, and there you have it. Let's consider this one as the last one, maybe. Okay, because then we are already in this maxillary sinus. All right, so as you can see, there are a lot of slices in between that I didn't add on purpose, because now I will select the ROI menu, the region of interest menu, ROI volume, here at least for the Horus software, and then I need to be first in a slice containing one of the region of interests, that's the slice, for example, and now ROI volume and generate missing ROIs. All right, so generating missing ROIs, and all of my slices are now containing the cyst. Look how nice. All of my slices, I can correct if there is some inaccuracies, all right, but basically all of my slices are containing the cyst. So for example, this slice is now a little bit bad, so I can correct this slice if I need. All right, so let me correct a little bit this one. All right. Okay, so I can contour this small part of the root, and then I can open a little bit more here. All right, so of course I could do this actually with more precision, but no problem. Just to show the method. So look, let's do a little bit with more precision, right? So now it's becoming a little bit better. All right. Okay, look, because I can see the limits of the lesion. All right. Of course, you guys should be asking, maybe AI will be available. Well, AI is available to do that already, but the algorithm of the software changes a lot, you know. Now it's challenging for this case because the opacification of the sinus has similar densities of pixels. So maybe it will include the entire sinus opacified area at the same time, you know. So here it's actually a challenging case to do that with AI. But you can always do it the manual way. And all right, so now I select the ROI menu again, ROI volume again, and then compute volume, all right? And there you have it. So then, of course, it's not a precise images in 3D, but then you have more or less the shape of the cyst. This would be the remaining part close to the maxillary sinus, because it's actually contouring the sinus floor there as well. But all right, and then that's your volume. So 0.1433 cubic centimeters, or 143.3 cubic millimeters. All right, so that's basically the math that you need to do here. And then I can save as DICOM. So click Save as DICOM, and now I have a new DICOM here on my list of DICOMs. And if I try to do a 3D volume rendering now, There you have it. You have the volume rendering, okay? And then I can look, the cyst is there, but it's not so good now to see it. But then I click on ROI Manager, and then that's my ROI of the lesion. So I click, and now I can see the lesion location precisely there on the palatal root. Okay, I could even trim this scan to see only this tooth, for example, if I need. Okay, but there you have it. You have the entire extension of the lesion, or at least an estimation of the volume, because here we didn't do precisely with all the margins, but you could waste a little bit more time or invest a little bit more time, and then you would be able to do this so much more nicely. And then to plan the surgery, of course, it's so much better. Well, at least you have a 3D view of the location of the lesion. Okay, still the multiplanar reconstruction is the gold standard for diagnosis. Don't forget that the 3D is to help you to visualize everything happening at the same time. All right. So I hope this helped you guys with CBCTs. Please hit the like button if you guys liked. Don't forget to subscribe. Soon we're going to have some news in the channel regarding memberships and of the academy that we are creating. So stay tuned and see you guys on the next videos.